Hello, my name is Donna and I'm an educator with Bywater Solutions. Today I'd like to show you some really neat enhancements to 1911 Koha where we've made some changes to the batch processes. These are a result of bugs 23197 and 23206. So as you know, in 1905 version, we gained the ability to be able to send items to the batch modification tool when you returned a report that had your item number in it. Well, I'm really excited to tell you that this has now been enhanced, and we can also send things to the batch processes when we have the item number, when we have the bib number, and when we have the patron card number. So a lot of great enhancements. I'm going to go ahead and hop over to a report that I went ahead and ran already. And just for the example, you can see that I have the patron's card number showing, I have the item number showing, and I have the biblio number showing. So now, in this much nicer button that we have here, when I click on that drop down, I can see that I've got a lot of different options here. So what I can do is I can go ahead and send these records to my batch patron modification tool. So if I click on that, it will go ahead and pop me over to my batch patrons modification, where I can go ahead and make any of the changes that I need to expiration days, patron categories, all of those sorts of things. So that's a great enhancement there. Likewise, if I go ahead and choose my item records, I can either pop those into the batch item modification or to the batch item deletion, and again, continue make my changes from there with whatever I'm doing. And then last but not least, I have my bibliographic records modifiers. I can go ahead and pop those over into batch record modification. I can send those to batch record deletion, or I can go ahead and add those to a list. So I'm going to go ahead and add those to a list first. When I click on that, I do go ahead and get my list pop up. It says these are the items that are in your report. We're going to go ahead and add these to a list. And then at this point, I can go ahead and continue with my existing workflows where I can either choose a list that I've already created, or I can go ahead and start a new list. Say we're going to call this one to be reviewed. I can set this to private or public and go ahead and save that list. And all of those bib records have now been added to that list. So then my next process potentially could be the batch record modification. Now you do need to remember that if you are using the batch record modification, that you do need a corresponding MARC modification template to go along with that. So you would want to have that set up, and then you can go ahead and apply that MARC modification template to all of those items that you have in that group. And then last but not least, I can go ahead and send those to batch record deletion and just go ahead and delete all of those records. So a really nice enhancement that instead of having to be able to copy and paste or download and things like that, I can go ahead and just return that report, get that number in there, and go ahead and transport those over. Now always just to be, it's really clear too, batch operations with the 20 visible records. So I have actually 41 items in my results, so I would definitely want to make sure that I expose all of those items that are in my report, and we can see here it now says batch operations with 41 visible records. So again, really nice enhancement that's brought to us through the bugs 23197 and 23206. I hope you enjoyed this brief tutorial on the enhancements to the batch modification and deletion processes. This tutorial is a production of Bywater Solutions.